morning. I'm Annie Fugler, Denham Springs City Councilwoman, and I'm here to say welcome to Denham Springs Cavender Western Store in the Riverside Landing, which is going to end up being one of Louisiana's, if not the largest, commercial development in Louisiana. And with over 2 million visitors a year just to the Bass Pro stores, this is just a prime example of how cooperation with the parish and the city governments can get together and the citizens and do well for our people.
I think this is great for the community. It's been a long time coming. Bass Pro, Sam's, Hooters, the strip mall in the front, everything's been great.
Adding Riverside Landing is going to bring more tourists, more dollars, and more economic opportunities to the parish.
Good morning, this is Jacob Fakuri with E. Jacob Construction here at the Bass Pro Development. Now it's Riverside Landing. We're very pleased to have named it to get the battle cry, as you may say. With all the publicity that goes up and down the interstate, we needed a name and we now have it, and we're starting our second phase, which has been part of the plan for when we started this. We just saw so many people in Livingston Parish that live here. Now they ought to be able to work here, shop here, and bring tax dollars to their own parish to make it grow, to make the schools good. As you see, like we're ready now. We have the infrastructure, we have roads, we got Bass Pro Boulevard, Vincent Road, all the things we need for the companies to start their work now. Start generating taxes today. So come on into Livingston Parish at Riverside Landing to get started.
My name is Joe Moore. I'm the Division Director at Remax First Commercial in Baton Rouge, and I've been pleased to work with E. Jacob Construction over the last 3 years on a major project at the intersection of Range Avenue and I-12 in Denham Springs. My involvement with the project started when Jacob asked me to come in and help do a master plan for the second phase of the project. Originally, the project was started by Mr. Fakuri to bring Bass Pro to the area, along with the help of a lot of the local officials, the mayor, the parish council, and himself. And that project was the catalyst for what's coming next. What's coming next is a continuation of one of the most exciting retail developments on the entire I-10, I-12 corridor. It started with Bass Pro. Second came Amy Crossing, which involves a lot of local, regional, and national retailers, which we've continued with 2 more buildings last year. And one of those, of course, was Sam's Club. Sam's Club is a major national superbox tenant, and they have triggered a new interest in the property, and that has resulted in the development of a master plan. The master plan now paints the vision for the continuation of the project to its original dream and the goal of 1.2 million square feet of new retail on the I-10, I-12 corridor. That project will actually commence and has commenced this year with the new store that's coming on the south side of Bass Pro Boulevard, and that store is Cavender's Western Wear out of Texas. It'll be their largest store in the state of Louisiana. And that will start phase 2 of the project, which now has its identity of Riverside Landing. So Riverside Landing is now the landmark name for the entire development. It will encompass 150 acres of land. It will encompass the original 75 acres with an additional 75 acres that will be completed over the next 2 to 5 years. That project has already gotten started. It will have 2 names. One of the projects in that second phase will be called the Shops at Riverside Landing, and it will encompass 200,000 square feet of new retail, a lot of women's clothing, things that aren't there in the market now. National, regional tenants that we've been recruiting are very excited about this project, and it has already gotten started. A later phase will be called Riverside Landing, the Plaza. The Plaza will encompass an additional 300,000 square feet, and it will include a grocery store, some other new stores that aren't in the market currently, and that project will be developed around a water theme, like the Bass Pro Shop that we have now. So these are some very exciting developments in this project at Riverside Landing. We're all excited about it. We know that we have a good site. The tenants are really excited. Last year we had over 2 million shoppers come to the Bass Pro Shops itself. To the whole district, we had 2.5 million shoppers, And this is what's bringing the interest to the area now, and this is what's the catalyst for the further development of the area. We really are excited about a new announcement that I'm going to be making here today. We will be having a new tenant coming to the area next to Sam's Club. It'll be a major 4-story hotel. So keeping with our theme of shop, dine, stay, play, we'll have all 4 components at the development called Riverside Landing.
Hi, I'm Brent Bush with BBI Architects. I'd like to thank the Livingston Parish Chamber for having us here at this event. As a new member, I'm certainly proud to be a member of the State Chamber of the Year. I'd like to talk to you a little bit about how we got involved with the Riverside Landing project and exactly what's going on with the shops at Riverside Landing. When we were contacted, it was kind of a loosely put together parcels of property, and we were asked to come in and provide a master plan to kind of show the developers exactly how this property could be laid out and be made into a functional piece of property. Once we started developing the plans for the project, we presented it to some of the developers that we worked with, and while each one of those developers were interested in it, they did not have opening in their calendar in order to develop this project. Saw that as an opportunity to come in and possibly do this on our own. So I got involved with a group of investors, and we decided to develop the property ourselves. It has been a lot more challenging than I expected, and it has been a lot more fulfilling than I expected. We have had tremendous amount of support from the parish officials, from the local people, and we are very thrilled with the way this thing is coming together.
I'm Joan Landry, a local businesswoman in Denham Springs and parish councilwoman for District 5 in Livingston Parish. I can remember when the Bass Pro TIF was coming up. I was not in parish council position, but I was very involved with speaking to constituents about why it was so important to have the TIF. And we actually used my office. Jeff David from the newspaper, myself, and several others would every night get on the phone and call constituents to explain the importance of the TIF. Now, I know Mr. Fakori pretty well. I got to know him during that whole thing. There were a lot of local business people supporting it, and it's hard to understand really what a TIF does. And a developer sticks their neck out. It's really they're the ones on the line for the TIF, for making it successful. And I can remember just understanding what a TIF was hard. But we had a local businessman, Mr. Fakori from Baton Rouge, who stuck his net out and saw the vision of bringing in a Bass Pro, went up to Bass Pro, met with them numerous times, got them to come to Denham Springs instead of a neighboring parish, and the rest is history. From getting Bass Pro there, then the Sam's came. Sam's will probably outdo Bass Pro in sales tax revenue. And when the whole development gets finished, it will be a jewel of Livingston Parish.
The city of Denham Springs has invested significant sums, millions, in infrastructure in Denham Springs, particularly the south end of Denham Springs over the last 5 years. Significant sewer improvements, natural gas improvements, water improvements, for the purposes of anticipating significant growth in the city of Denham Springs, particularly that area on the south side of the interstate along Range Avenue. Dynamics in Denham Springs is significant. I was just talking to our accountant for the Denham Springs Economic Development District, which is the district where Bass Pro and Sam's is located. And we are having a meeting this week, our quarterly meeting, where we will receive the sales tax figures being generated in that economic development district, and our accountant said, Mayor, you will not believe the numbers that are being generated in that economic development district. The sales are tremendous. Well, our June figures for just the city of Denham Springs exceeded the past June 2012 significantly. So we're seeing sales growth particularly in the Bass Pro, Sam's, that area along Bass Pro Boulevard are skyrocketing. I think the people that are traveling the United States along I-10 and I-12 know where Denham Springs is, and they are able to stay overnight. They're able to go to great restaurants. They're able to fuel up, buy supplies, shop. We have one of the top antique business districts in the entire United States right here in Denham Springs. The historic area of Denham Springs has seen a turnaround over the last 10 years that is amazing. And one of the bankers was telling me that they are seeing phenomenal figures in residential construction loans. So we're seeing that happening in Denham Springs also. These wonderful things are gelling and coming together. And it's like the development on Florida Boulevard. I was talking to Mr. Hicks. I said, how did you come to know from Fairhope, Alabama about Denham Springs? And he's a younger guy, a lawyer by trade, but now he's in land development. And he says, Mayor, Denham Springs is on the map. The Bass Pro owner, Johnny Morris, saw something unique about Denham Springs in 2003 that he liked. Sam's, Walmart saw something very special about Denham Springs to put their third Sam's Club in the entire Baton Rouge region in Denham Springs. We are here to accommodate, to support, to help developers and investment here in Denham Springs for many years to come.
We're progressing at a very rapid rate. We don't want to lose that, and we haven't lost that in Livingston Parish. Our low crime rate. We have a sheriff's department that does an excellent job. Our school systems are by far better than anywhere I think you can ever go. It speaks volumes, again, about the people, and that's what really makes Livingston Parish. It's the friendly, down-home people of Livingston Parish. We welcome you people into Livingston Parish.
And as the rest of the world is learning what we already knew, Denham Springs is the place to be. Thank you for coming.